Peter here, aka Peter Forget Time, bringing another episode of the Movie Review Show with the good movies I always reviewed. Okay, we're continuing the second month of Scream Fest. Okay, now today I'm going to talk about a film that seems to remain under the radar and from the people that do know it, people seem to hate this film, really give it a bad score, bad reviews, a bad rep, and all around just say it's a horrible film from a person who I think has come a long way. And that film is none other than 976 Evil. Now, 976 Evil was a film directed by Robert Englund, and if you're a horror nut and you do not know who Robert Englund is, let me give you some backstory. Robert Englund is one of the most influential makers in the horror industry. He has done so much. Strangeland, 2001 Maniacs, Jack Brooks' Monster Slayer, and, of course, his biggest achievement, Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street. And because of his Freddy Krueger role, he became a legend in the horror industry, got a lot of money, and all around is remembered to this day to be the best Freddy. And I couldn't agree with more, because he definitely tops Jack E. Earl Haley, which I do agree with. But there was something Robert wanted to do. He wanted to give his own project and really show the world that he can direct. So with that, he got into the directing chair, despite not having a big budget to work on this film, and he started up production. And the film stars Stephen Jeffries. You might remember him from Fright Night. He has done a few other stuff before, I think after this and before this. And you also got Jim Metzler, who I don't know anything about her, Maria Rubel, Sandy Dennis, who it says on the back is an Academy Award winner, who I don't know much about. You also got Leslie Dean, don't know much about her, but I think she was in one of the Nightmare films, I think. I'm not sure. But you got not a big cast, but at least some you will remember because of this film. But when I first saw the negative reception of this film, I can definitely easily see why after seeing the film, because I showed it to my parents and they're like, this is stupid. Why would you want to watch this stupid movie? And I didn't know what they were talking about, because literally, the film's not meant to be looked at as a big, super extravaganza horror film. It was made to be looked at as a popcorn flick. And I could definitely tell that because Robert Englund, I think, has made the character Freddy in the later sequels toony and popcornish. So overall, you could definitely tell what he was going for, and in a way, it kind of helps the film, and it makes me enjoy it. And that being said, it is a huge guilty pleasure of mine. Now, that being said, it's not a bad movie. It just is easy to see why a lot of people don't really like it, but I enjoy it. But anyway, let's look at the plot of this film. Basically, in the film, it's basically about this kid named Hoax, played by Stephen Jeffries, who's this regular nerd in the school who is bullied by his peers and mistreated by his religious mother, played by Sandy Dennis, and is pretty much the loser of the whole school, and is considered by many to be a total wuss, because he can't stand up for himself, he can't fight anybody, and he just doesn't feel like he doesn't feel his place in the school. However, he does have help. His cousin, named Spike, played by Patrick O'Brien, who's this biker who stands up for him from time to time, but Hoax really admires him, and he really wants to be like him, and it's pretty easy to tell that throughout the film, and pretty soon, he gets this girl, played by Leslie Dean, and he really wants her, and they just both, she thinks Hoax is freaky and whatnot, and pretty much just doesn't see what he thinks should be seen in him, and that pretty much changes when he finds out about this this calling this this what's it called phoning a horoscope, which is where you basically phone this number called 976 evil, and I'm not kidding you on this. Satan calls you and gives you helpful tips on how to help you in life and helpful tips on what you to do. And pretty much he uses these tips to get revenge on people who made him mad, people who pretty much just treated him like a nobody and pretty much just pushed him around as if he was a nobody. So now Spike finds out about this along with the cop, who I don't know the actor's name, but they both find out that Hoax has been now possessed by Satan, and they have to stop him from raining hell on the town. Now, 976 Evil, you could tell, is a goofy story, and in a way, I think it was meant to be goofy because it's pretty much, you're looking at it like a popcorn flick, and you look at it more like it's a Goosebumps episode. And in a way, I think that's what you're supposed to look at it as. Nothing more, nothing less. It's not meant to be Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, or hostile in every way. You're supposed to just like the film for what it is. It is. But I just think a lot of people took this film too seriously by saying, oh, it's stupid, it doesn't make any sense, Stephen Jeffries is annoying, which we'll get to later. But I think the story gives a very well done tone to it. I think it gives it a very different tone that I've seen from not too many horror films, and I do like that. And here I really do think it works, and with how Robert Englund put it in the film, I think it gives it charm that I think it needs, and I think it gives it more of like a fun comic booky film, and that's where the film succeeds, is being comic-y, and I enjoy that in a film. I enjoy watching a film be comical. I enjoy watching a film and having fun with it, and this is one of those films that I think is fun. And it's easy to see why this film is fun. It has a very well done story to it. I like the whole idea of of Stephen Jeffries being the neighborhood nerd, which I can see, but I'll get to that later. But basically, his character is pretty much this nerd who you care for, you like, and as the movie goes on, he gets weirder and weirder, and pretty much, as you could tell, you like the character, but at the same time, really don't want to feel for him after what he does in this film. But other than that, I think that the story is well done. Now, the acting in this film is pretty good too. Now, Stephen Jeffries, I thought, did a good job. I thought he was very well done. I liked the whole nerdiness he gives, Hoax. And I thought it was very different because in Fright Night, he was more of like this spiked hair guy who was cool and everything. This one, I think he goes for more of like a dweeby nerd who you don't want to, who you feel for, but once you start seeing what he does in the film, you start to say, I don't like this guy anymore. Especially as he does weird things in the film. Like at one point, he sneaks into his cousin's house after he has been getting hot with his girlfriend and steals her underwear. I'm not kidding you. But in a way, I do like the weirdness he gives the character, and in a way, it helps the character be likable and everything, and he was receptive in a lot of ways. And I do like that. I do like that whole idea. I think that he adds to the film. He gives it a charm, a very big B-horror charm, and it really grows on you. You're thinking to yourself, should we trust this kid? Do we have to like this kid or something? Or is it just this? I don't know how to put my finger on this character. He's just really more of like a character you want to like, but as the movie goes on, you start to hate him for what he does. But I thought Stephen Jeffries did a good job of making us hate him, making us feel like, oh, we should hate this guy. But other than that, I thought it was very well done. Um, Sandy Dennis, I just thought her performance was a little over exaggerated as the mother there. Because throughout the film, she acts as this mother who pretty much is like, don't go outside at night, don't use the phone, don't do this, because she's obsessed with God and such, and says Satan did this to you or something. I don't know what, and saying to the kid, I'll use a bell on you, but she still gives in the overly idea of religious right. She portrays the idea of a woman being religious down, and she understands what and she understands what a frantic religious woman is like, and in a way, Sandy Dennis delivers it calmly and cool, and it just really works. But the other actors do their part. Patrick O'Brien, I thought, was the best character in the film. He definitely is like a light. He is you. At first, you hate the guy and you start siding with Hoax a little bit more. But once you see him standing up for Hoax, you start to like the guy. You literally start to like the guy, especially towards the end when he has to confront Hoax, which I thought was a very emotional and very tender scene with between the two. The two out there like talking about the road trip they're gonna have, and overall, I just thought that they had good chemistry as cousins. I do like the fact that one's a very nerdy and one's a very like a greaser who you hate but at the same time you like. So overall, definitely the acting was achieved, and the special effects in this film are pretty good for an '80s film. I can admit that the special effects in this film are very good for an '80s film. There are a lot of gruesome things that happen in this film. Like one scene, there's one of the girl he likes. He gets revenge on her by putting spiders in her food, and that scene was like wow, like because she has a fear of spiders and they're like crawling all over her, and pretty much she tries to spray him away and he kills one of them and that kills her for some odd reason. Then and there's also another scene where he scratches this one guy in the face where when they try to beat him up in the bathroom. But the scenes in this film I thought were very well done. The blood is there. If you're gonna be like, it's gonna be light on gore and such, it's not. It has a little bit of gore to keep you entertained, but it's still not super gory like Hostel or Saw. It has it has something to the gore that I think works. I mean, the Kevin Yagher Productions has never let us down, and I don't think ever will let us down with giving us great special effects. But overall, I like the acting. I like the characters, and I do like how they present them to us, and I do like the idea of Satan calling on the phone and pretty much just possessing this kid and giving the powers, because it sounds like a Goosebumps story, and I think that's the way you're supposed to take this movie, as an episode of Goosebumps, and you're supposed to enjoy it like you're watching Goosebumps. And in a way, I think it works. I really do think it works with giving us like a charm to it that makes you feel like you're watching an episode of Goosebumps. And in a way, I think it fits the film because you're looking at a film directed by Freddy Krueger, who got corny and cornier each sequel. But I really do enjoy it, and I think each time we see him as Satan, you cheer out loud for him. But that all changes once you start to see a little bit more of him. But it's really not a bad film. Now, does it have its problems? Yes. Like the ending, I just felt feel forced and didn't really have much to do with the ending. And also some of the scenes just felt rushed and didn't feel like they were needed for the film. And I just felt that was a little bit too unneeded. But overall, if you're looking for some cheesy beat horror fun, this is your film. However, if you're thinking like, oh, it's by Robert Englund, this kid doesn't know what he's talking about, I'm gonna take it seriously, you'll be disappointed, severely disappointed. Overall, it's not a bad movie. Definitely a fun film to be watched, and I definitely recommend you go check out 976 Evil. Now, it's not a perfect movie, but it is a fun one at that. But that is my review for 976 Evil, and tell me what you guys think of it. I know there's some people that do like this film, and I'm glad there is, cause oh, I almost forgot. The final verdict I give for this film is an 8 out of 10. It deserves it. Now, it would have gotten higher if Robert just took it to the max. But that is my review for 976 Evil. Definitely go check it out. I am aware that there is a sequel, 976 Evil 2. However, it is not directed by Robert Englund, but I'll get into that one later. And pretty much, tell me what you guys think of 976 Evil. I know there's some people that do like it and do praise it for what it is, and I would be happy to hear what you guys think of it. And just pretty be sure to tell me what you think of it. I'll be happy to hear, and that's pretty much it. I don't know what else to say. Anyway, next time I'm gonna do a review of Wolf Creek. I bought this yesterday at FYE. Wow, what a crazy film. I'll get into this film later. But Wolf Creek is one I review, and I just recently picked up a few games. One I beat recently, Deus Ex: Human Revolution. I'm gonna do a review on this game after I do my next review. And I also picked up these two games. I picked them up. Gears of War 3. I've been playing this game for the past weeks, and it is so much better than 2. It is literally so much better than 2. I'll get into why though in the review. And also I picked up this one game by Bethesda, Rage. This is pretty much like Borderlands and Fallout combined, and I like that. I do like that. But I'll get into why my review. I'm going to start playing it today. But tell me what you guys think of 976 Evil. I know this review is shorter than others, but that is because I really didn't have much to talk about with this film. Because it is a film that really doesn't offer much due to its limited budget. But it still is fun for what it is. I'll see you guys later. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.